All right, everybody, welcome to Motivational Monday on Monday, February 3rd. I thought it was the second all day long. It's the third. Okay, February 3rd. um, Monday, February 3rd, 2025. We're going to do a little Instagram 101. I will try to answer as many questions as I can about it. But first, make sure you have your glass of water. It's been a big learning day today. For those of you that are members, we learned about new science around memory that just came out literally 6 months ago, and it's going to be a game changer in brain fitness class. So it was a really a great brain fitness class this morning. If you're not a member and you want to see a replay of some of our brain fitness classes, you can try out our live classes or watch all our replays. You can try it out for free for 14 days and see if Club Recreo is right for you, our membership online where we have live classes and replays and downloadables and worksheets and all these kinds of wonderful things. And best of all, we have a great community where we talk to each other and support each other as well. All right, check-in activity. How's everybody feeling? Let me know in the chat. I was saying before I pressed record on this today, it's so dark here in Toronto. I've literally had my lights on all day. It's been a really dark, I guess it's kind of a classic February day, really, like a dark day. Velia says, yes, my brain is on alert from this morning and feeling busy. Hannah's feeling sleepy. You can also tell me how you feel on a scale of 1 to 10. If you're watching the replay in the Facebook group, comment in the chat box. I always come back and try and comment and see what you've written. We've got some 8s out of 10s, 7, 8 out of 10s, 7-ish, 8-ish out of 10s. Funny frustrations today, but okay now. 7 out of 10 says Alice. Alice, I hope like you dealt with your frustrations with humor, it sounds like. Yeah. Hi, Marilyn. I don't think I said hi to you yet either. All right, so last week, if you didn't get a chance to watch last week's, it is still pinned to the top of the group. I'm going to leave it pinned for another week too because it was such a great motivational Monday. We had a special guest, Louise Carr. She specializes in nutrition for women, particularly women 40 and older. She talked about midlife nutrition. She talked about taking our power back of our female bodies. She talked about so much. I can't even list any of it here. So I encourage you to go back and watch it. It's pinned to the top of the Facebook group. And again, if you're a member of Club Recreo, our online membership, it is in the class replay section under special workshops, and it's posted there for you to watch as well. Okay, here's our quote of the day. In the past, people have looked at photos as a record of memory. The focus has been on the past tense. With Instagram, the focus is on the present tense. Now, I'm going to talk specifically about Instagram today, but you can relate most of what I'm saying also to Facebook and also to TikTok if you use TikTok. I use Instagram and Facebook mostly. I find them the most accessible, the easiest ones to use once you kind of learn how to use them. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. All right. Hi, Roma.
Hello.
I didn't say hi to you yet either. Okay, so quick review, emotional needs. So in life, we check our physiological needs first. Am I hydrated? Do I have to go pee? Is my body temperature okay? Am I safe in my shelter? All of these things, and the brain can start to kind of go beyond that. And the other thing that we need to be checking in on often, everybody, is our emotional needs. And often we don't check in on these. We know what our physiological needs are. We know what our basic needs are, right? But then the next level is emotional needs. And there's a reason I'm saying this, because we can use social media or our phones, right? We can hide in them. We can lose time in them. We know that screen time is becoming an issue as well, especially with younger people. However, I do believe that there's two sides to every coin. Okay, so today I'm going to show you the other side of the coin. All right, so And in order to do that, I just want to give you a quick refresh of the emotional needs. Certainty, okay? Assurance that you can avoid pain. Certainty that you can feel good is what certainty is. Certainty that you can feel sure, you can feel good, you can feel confident. Uncertainty or variety, we need change, we need new stimuli. We need things that make us think, that make us feel challenged. Significance is feeling unique, important, special, or needed, which is different from love. And then there's connection and love, and that is a strong feeling of closeness with someone or something. Then there's also growth, which is a little different from certain uncertainty or variety, but it's kind of connected. The change, the new stimuli leads to growth, right? The novelty or something new gets us excited, but that often leads to growth, which is an expansion of our capacity, capability, understanding. And then contribution, a sense of service and focus on helping, giving to, and supporting others. We can actually meet some of these using social media if we look at it from a positive viewpoint. Here are the benefits to you when you post on Instagram. Okay, so let me show our quote again today. In the past, people have looked at photos as a record of memory. The focus has been on the past tense. With Instagram, the focus is on the present tense. So I want to talk about you putting posts up on Instagram and then how you interact with posts. Because if you put posts up yourself, even if you have a private account and you have 5 friends, your 5 friends will see that post, right? So what happens when you put a post up on Instagram? And what happens when you interact with other people's posts? That's a little different than doom scrolling, because doom scrolling is just reading and scrolling. You're not interacting and you're not putting up your own posts either, right? If you haven't heard the term doom scrolling, it's exactly what it sounds like, right? I'm just going to scroll through. We don't just do it with social media, right? If you have a news app on your phone or on your tablet or TV with the news, who switches from CNN to CP24, CNN to CP24? Let's see what they're saying on this news station. Let's see what they're saying on this news station, right? That doom scrolling can be detrimental to our emotional health, everyone. But what can we do instead, and how can we use these resources instead? Okay, so when you put something on Instagram or Facebook, it keeps you in the present moment. You know, it might take you a little bit longer. I think about what I'm going to put up on my Instagram. It can take me anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes to create a good Instagram post. I'm not saying you have to curate your Instagram the way I do, but it keeps me in the moment and I'm thinking about the people that are going to read it. So not only does it keep me in the moment because I want to share something, I'm also thinking about my followers or my community and who's going to read it. And so it keeps me in the moment and also keeps me connected from kind of the viewpoint of being a leader, right? So it keeps you in the present moment. It also motivates you to find a moment of joy, wonder, awe, or connection. Maybe you're posting a picture of something you saw in nature. Maybe you're sharing something new you learned. Maybe, I'm just putting it out there, you're sharing your opinion. Maybe you want to say something. You can share your opinion. It gives you a platform, right? And again, sharing with the intent of connecting with others. And that gives us certainty, variety, growth and challenge, significance, and connection. That significance, as soon as somebody likes it or gives you a comment, you know that what you did mattered, right? You get a like or you get a comment and you feel that little boost, you get a little bit of dopamine. Now, they're designed that way, right? Kind of like slot machines, like it's designed that way. But again, what I'm saying is in small amounts, social media can be healthy for us, okay? I'm just showing you the other side of the coin today. So that's the benefits when you post. How can you get benefits from Instagram when you search or scroll? Okay, so Velia says, I like when someone thanks me for posting something because they learn from it. That's right. Just a simple thank you, a comment, okay? So when you search or scroll, we actually learn about our subconscious brain and how it works because the algorithm is based on the human brain. It's actually based on what piques our interest and how our brain can focus or fixate on things. So if you're on Instagram, everybody, I'm gonna Um, pull up my Instagram here. And the first thing that came up was my brother. Okay, there's my brother. His post, right? So the first thing that comes up, right? It learns from you the more you use it, and it's going to show you things. The more you interact with certain types of material, it's going to show you those things. Okay, so that's what your brain does too. That's how focus works. That is how bias works in our brain. So we can actually learn a little bit about ourselves. So when you go to that, if you look at the bottom of my Instagram here, see how there's like a house? That's your homepage. And that's what you kind of scroll through, right? That's all of your friends' posts. So it'll be posts from people that aren't your friends that Instagram's recommending to you, based on what you've commented on, what you've liked on, what you've shared, all of those sorts of, and what you've searched, okay? So it does give us a little bit of information about our own brain, about what we're interested in or what we might fixate on. And that's knowledge of knowledge, okay? Now, I want you to recognize and understand the following. What we can do on social media. We can follow someone. And when we follow someone, we're more likely to see their post. It doesn't mean we're going to see all their posts all the time, but we're more likely to see their posts. You can like or comment on something, or you can share. And let's keep going with this analogy that Instagram teaches us about our brain, okay? When you follow something on social media, that's kind of like setting an intention, right? When you follow something, you're saying, this interests me. I'm curious about this. I want to learn more about this, or I'm passionate about this. Okay? When you like or comment on something, when you like or comment on something, your brain is actively engaging with that content. It's reinforcing it. It's reinforcing that content in your mental space. So we talk about this in brain fitness, consistent, persistent repetition, right? You're still feeding your brain that information when you like or comment on it, because then you're interacting with it. So that's kind of like reinforcing your brain, okay? When you share something on social media, that's you saying, I have something that I want to share. I want to be heard. Okay, you're increasing the amount of a particular thought, or you're reinforcing that thought's presence in your mind. It spreads a message outwards, it influences other, and it shapes conversations, and it helps you to connect. The brain loves connection. We've just last week, we talked about eye contact and connection, or how do we connect with other people, interacting with people. Okay, now, yes, a whole entire generation isn't eye contacting enough and interacting in real life. But what if we interacted on social media 5% of the time? It gives us a way to learn and meet people all over the world, or a way to have our voice be heard. Okay, again, I'm only showing the positive side of the coin today. So this is the biggest question I get about Instagram, is how does the algorithm work? And I want to give you some tips for how you can help small businesses, artists, creators, and this is a big one, especially today, everybody, Canadian business. How can you help Canadian businesses through the power of social media? By interacting with them on Instagram, okay? Because it makes them more visible. How you interact with them helps them grow and makes them feel supported and loved too. And it's especially important today for many of us here in Canada, okay? I also want you to take note that Instagram is different on your phone than on your computer or your tablet. Some things you can't do on your computer, and you can do everything on your phone. All right? So I just want to point that out too. You guys can ask me any questions you want, but I'm going to tell you how to train the algorithm. All right, that's what I'm going to show you today, how to train the algorithm. And if you have questions, if anybody's like, how do you post something? How do you do that? Ask me, and I'll show you that too. All right. Okay. The best thing you can do to support your friends, to support small business, and to make sure that you are seeing what you want to see when you're scrolling, is to follow someone. That's the best thing you can do. So this is kind of like a shared gratitude here. When you follow someone that's saying, I'm really interested in this, I want to learn about this, you're telling the algorithm, I want to see more of this type of information or this type of post. So if you follow your friends, and then if you follow small businesses that you're interested in supporting, or you follow accounts that are maybe teaching you things, like I try to put a post up once a week about something about the brain, and then I also try to put a post up once a week about my life, if you're interested in what I see on my walk, right? So following accounts that are actually giving good content that you're interested in will tell the algorithm to show you more of that. And not only that, if somebody owns a small business, when you follow them, that means that Instagram's going to say, hey, people are actually wanting to follow you. So we're going to put your content out to more people that don't follow you to see if you can get more followers. So following is helpful to you to train the algorithm for what you want to see, but it's one of the best things that you can do to help small businesses is to follow them, okay? And all you have to do is click the little blue button that says follow. That's all you have to do. You can do that on your computer or on your phone. So if you're scrolling and you see a post that you really like and you don't know if you're following that person or not, it will tell you in the top right hand corner. So it will say, okay, so here's one. This is like a 1980s thing. They think I'll like a 1980s thing. It's showing stuff from the 80s. Up here it says follow. I'm not following this account. Okay, if I want to see what the account's all about, I can click on their name. Where's my finger? Right here. I can look at the account and look at some of their posts and then decide if I want to follow them. So I'm going to click on 80s Denise. Okay, and then I can see her account. And then I can see all of her posts. Care Bears Countdown. And then I can decide if I want to follow it. Okay? That's how you can find. The other way that you can find accounts to see if you want to follow them is you just go to search. And if you're really interested, so the search is at the bottom of your screen. Actually, there we go. The magnifying glass, okay? And just search. I'm looking for nutrition for women, and all these posts will come up and you can go through them. And if you find an account that you really like, follow it. Okay, so that's really helpful. You could search Canadian businesses because I'm going to be hashtagging all the time Canadian business on all of my posts. Okay, so if you search Canadian businesses, you could find a bunch of Canadian businesses or female-led businesses and follow them. And that's really helpful to them. And helpful to you because then you know that you're seeing the content you want to see. Okay, now the second most important thing you can do, if you really want to see more of their content, you're going to add them to your favorites. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's stay on this 80s. If you look in, once you start following someone, so I'm going to follow this person, 80s Denise. Okay. And then up in the top right-hand corner, there's 3 dots. You're going to click that, and one of the options there will be add to my favorites. That also makes sure that you see what that person posts more often in your feed. All right? More often in your feed. Okay, hang on. I got to correct myself because this is new now. Never mind. It's in a different place. So, okay, I'm following this person. And then when I click, see how it says I'm following them and you can see a little triangle there? So I'm going to click on that. And then a drop-down menu comes down and it says add to close friends. It doesn't mean you're close friends, okay? It means that you're gonna see their content more often, okay? So add me to your close friends, everybody, so you see my content more often, because you may see a post from me once a week, but I post every day. But you may only see it once a week because that's what the algorithm's feeding you. So if you really wanna support a business, it's gonna help you see more often. Okay? Now, you can also sign up to get notifications when they post if you want that. If you wanted to see every time I posted, up here, see this little bell with the check mark? It's in the top right hand corner. If you click on that, you can sign up to get a notification, and you can choose any or all of them. You want to see my reels, you want to see my stories, you want to see my posts, you want to see everything, and you just click these on or off. Okay? So a reel is a video, a post is a picture. Everything I post is a reel, just so everybody knows, okay? And a story is what shows up only for 24 hours. They're like smaller reels. All right, I think we've got a question here. Yeah, Roma says, I didn't realize that. I'm adding people to close friends list and then also add notifications. The other thing that happens when you add to close friends list is you can also message only your close friends if you want to, or message individuals, which I'm going to teach you in a second. Okay, so those are really important. The third most important thing, according to the algorithm, but I actually think the algorithm's changed, is saving and commenting. So saving a post, this sign is going to show up when you look at a post. So let's pull up one of my posts just because, okay? Okay, so here's one of my posts. See in the corner there, that symbol there? That means I'm going to save that post. That means I want to look at it later. So if there's a post that has a lot of information on it and you're like, oh, I want to come back to this, there's a lot written in the caption, it has like steps to do something, or I want to learn how to do that, you save it. Where do you find it after you've saved it? That's the big question, right? Where do I find it after I've saved it? When I am on my home screen so I can see my picture, okay? I'm going to go to these three dots up here, these three lines up here. See if I can do it with it. And then one of the options is going to be saved. And I'm going to click on that. And everything I've saved is in a folder here. And I can click on that folder and it's everything that I've saved. And I can see them there. Okay? So it helps so much, again, for small business, Canadian businesses, your friends, to save, because that also tells the algorithm and your brain, I'm interested in knowing more about this. So by saving, you're saying, I'm interested in knowing more about this post, what that post is about. By following someone, you're saying, I'm interested in knowing more about what this person's posting and want to see more of their posts. So when you save, you're telling that person, I like more posts like this. Because then I can look back on I have a business account, so I can look back and see, oh, a lot of people saved this post. I'm going to make more posts like that because that's what people want to see. So you're telling me what you want to see, okay? It's a way of telling us what you want to see. Okay, so next symbols, saving, commenting, okay? Commenting is so important because, again, it tells the algorithm that you're really interested in this and you want to interact with it. And when you interact with it, the algorithm is going to send you more of that. Okay? And it's also telling your brain, because you're doing a physical motion, you're sending a signal to your brain. Also, commenting can be a form of gratitude. Okay? Emojis are easy to comment. You can just comment a heart. Or if you want to know what the young people comment, fire, okay? The fire emoji, that means that's fire. That's awesome, okay? That's the young people lingo, okay? If you comment the fire, that means this is awesome. All right, so emojis are easy. Another way that's really great is ask a question and they'll respond. How does that help you and how does that help that small business? Again, it shows the algorithm that that small business is actually on Instagram a lot, and they're responding to their followers, and the algorithm likes that. So you can ask them a question. Or sometimes you might have noticed if you comment on mine, I may ask you a question back. Answer the question, because that helps, right? So if you've commented on a small business and they write back and they say, oh, that's interesting, what did you do today for your moment of joy? And you write back, that helps. That interaction helps, okay? The other thing that's really cool is you can make a comment that's kind of like a testimonial, because what those small businesses can do with that is they can share that comment to their story with your testimonial on it. So that means more people will see that this business is legit, they have good customer service, they have good products, whatever it is. And I appreciate you so much, because many of you do that. Many of you go, oh, this is like your letting go class and this is great and it's great and I learned so much from you. So that's really helpful. So you can kind of do like a testimonial or pay a compliment. And that's also a form of gratitude, a form of being in community together. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is a great question. Okay. When you answer back and say we DM'd you, where can we see that response? Excellent question. So what's DMing? Okay. So DM stands for direct message. Okay. So, that symbol, the message symbol, you have to be following someone to be able to message them. Okay. So what it will say, hang on, I got to go to somebody else's account because I can't message myself. Give me 1 second. I got to find people I'm following. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do my sister, okay? Here's my sister, all right? I know she's in this group. So here's my sister's Facebook group. Okay, wanna see something hilarious? Speaking of joy, here's a post my sister made about my mom because she bought lime green pants, okay? You've all seen my mom in her wedding dress anyway, so all right. So, but here we go. So if I go to the person's account that I'm following, and right there's a sign that says message. And I'm gonna click on that and I would message them. And that would send them a private message. Now, your question was, how do I find my messages? Yeah, okay. How do I find my messages? So what I'm gonna do is at the bottom of the screen, I'm gonna go to my home. Okay, so home. And then when you go to home, at the top of the home page, there's a heart, and that's the message. Okay, that's your inbox. It kind of looks like a cartoon chat bubble with a lightning in the middle of it. And when you click on that, all the people you've texted with, messaged with are there. Okay? You can message them back there, so it kind of works like a text inbox. But if you want to message someone, you can go to their account and click message, or you can click on that cartoon chat bubble with the lightning in it. There's always 3 ways to do things on Instagram because they think they're making it easier. You click on that button and there's a search button in the top, and you search the person's name, and then it'll say, do you want to message this person? Okay, so you can use Instagram kind of like text messaging in a way to talk privately as well. These are really good questions. Some of them I forgot to put in the presentation, so these are really good questions. Okay, so commenting. Comment a lot. If you see something you like it, just comment with a heart emoji or comment with a thumbs up, or ask a question or comment and say, this is really awesome. Comments are more valuable than the like button. Okay, so the algorithm has changed. The like button isn't weighted as much in the algorithm as much as comments are, as much as all of these things I've just shown you. So commenting, following, and saving are weighted more. So the more accounts that you comment, follow, and the more posts you save, the more you're going to see of those types of things. Okay? Liking isn't weighted as much. So let's say you comment on something and you like on something, the comment's probably worth 50% and the likes worth 10% in terms of what you're going to see. Okay. Oh, this is a great question too, Velia. Thank you. Velia says, sometimes people in their posts say, check the link in my bio for more information. Great question. These are great questions. Okay, so let's look at my homepage, right? So here's my homepage. There's me, there's my information about me. There's a link. See, it's in blue. That's the link in my bio. Okay. So Instagram doesn't let you post website links except for in your bio. So a lot of times people will have a link in their bio and it'll lead to a page on their website that has more links, or it'll lead to something called Linktree, which is also, so mine does. So if you look, when you click on my link, there's lots of options. Click here to get the wonder words. Click here to try the My Recreo Club free for 14 days. Okay, click here to listen to the podcast. So if you click the link in my bio, all of my kind of main resources are there that you can click on too. That's a really good question, Velia. Really great question. So you just click on that person's bio again. So you're scrolling through, you read something, it says more information in the bio. On that post, there's always in the top left-hand corner a little picture of the person that made the post. Touch that picture. It will take you to their account and their bio, and the link will be there. This is really, really good questions. And again, so the more you interact, the more you're going to see those types of things on your feed, and then you're not going to be doom scrolling as much anymore. You're going to be seeing things that you want to see. Okay? You're going to be seeing stuff that you're telling Instagram or Facebook works the same, that you're interested in. The less you interact, the more it's going to feed you posts that people have paid to push. So there's lots of fake news pays to push the fake news, right? So the more you interact, the more you're going to see what you want to see. So two more, there's sharing, which is also really helpful. So this is what the share button looks like. And when you click share, it's going to ask you how you want to share. So you can share it to your story. That means it's going to be posted for 24 hours in your bio. So, and it lives in your picture. So you click on your picture and it shows your stories, okay? You can share it directly to a friend by direct messaging them. So if you see something that you're like, oh, I know some of you do this, this is really interesting about the brain, or this is really interesting about emotional wellness, I think Victoria would be interested in. You click share, and then you're gonna share to a friend, and you're gonna pick my name, and it's gonna show up in my direct message inbox. Or when you click share and you want to email it to someone that doesn't have social media or Facebook, one of the options will be share through your email, and then it'll bring up your email for you. Now, there's a new thing that only showed up a while ago, and this one is also weighted pretty well. Again, more than just liking, is adding a note. Has anybody done this yet? I think Barb, you've done this. I think Barb, you added a note to one of my posts recently. Adding a note is really cool and it's new. So you're going to press the share button. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go to one of my posts. I'm going to press the share button. So when I press the share button, a new window comes up. Okay. So when you press the share button, a new window comes up. These are the people I share to most. So it'll say, do you want to share to them? Or you kind of scroll across the bottom here. It'll say, copy the link, share it to Facebook, share it in Messenger. That's when you would share it in Instagram Messenger, add to story, or it will say, create a note. Okay. Now, okay, well, let me do it on my own. So hang on a second. I got to find somebody else's account to do it on. Okay, so I found one that says buy local at these farmers markets in Toronto. So I'm going to click the share button. And then I'm going to go to my post. I'm going to click the share button. So I'm going to press the share button. So when I press the share button, a new window comes up. Okay. So when I press the share button, a new window comes up. These are the people I share to most. So it'll say, do you want to share to them? Or you kind of scroll across the bottom here. It'll say, copy the link, share it in Messenger. That's when you would share it in Instagram Messenger, add to story, or it will say, create a note. Okay. Now, okay, well, let me do it on my own. So hang on a second. I got to find somebody else's account to do it on. And then at the bottom, it says add a note. And what will happen, it's not showing up here for me, but it might be because this account doesn't let it do it. What will happen is that little note, you'll just say something really small like this is great. It actually shows up on the post. Let me see if I can find a note. And it doesn't show up forever on the post. It'll only stay there, I think, for 24 hours. So you add a little note to the post and it'll stay there for 24 hours. So that's one of the options if you want to share. Okay? So what it does is it creates a little chat bubble right on the post. So you'd see it right on the post. There'd be a little chat bubble there that says, "This is great, Victoria, from Velia." Okay? So that's kind of cool too. You can also share it. You can't share it to everyone on Facebook, but you can share it to Facebook to everyone on Facebook. So you can't do a share to all of your friends on Instagram. That's an Instagram thing. There's a Facebook thing. That's a really good question too. Okay, so you can share. Actually, let me double check that, Velia. That's a really good question. So let's say I want to share something. I'm just gonna try. You can share it to multiple people, but it'll DM them, but I think you can only do 10 people at a time. So you can share it to 10 people at a time. Yeah. The reason it does that, the reason there's some restrictions, is it wants to make sure you're not a robot. It wants to make sure you're not a bot. So they've put restrictions on to make sure it's not bots, because bots will mess with the algorithm, and then that's when you get into doom scrolling and you see, yeah. On iPhone, okay, thanks, Alice. On iPhone, it says write a message, not write a note. Okay, I'm not on iPhone. Okay, that's great. Okay, I know this is a lot of information, but this is challenging ourselves. We talked about this morning. We need to be a little bit uncomfortable, challenging ourselves. And then the last thing is always anyways, but and do something else, because is the easiest thing you can do. You just press the heart, right? So and do something else, and comment, and share, and save. And save is really easy because you just press and you just press save. Okay, but when you do those things, this is what I encourage you to do. Do a and something else, any of the other things I've shown you. That's going to train the algorithm to show you what you want to see. And you can train it to only show you happy things. When I go on to explore my Instagram, I'll show you what shows up. Okay. Okay, I've got lots of quotes. People saying quotes. There's a lot of business things. There's a lot on mine right now, but lots of beautiful quotes like this when I scroll through. Okay, because I've trained it to show me that. There's a lot of business things on there, so I've trained it to show me tips for business too, right? Yes. So everything I post on Instagram also gets posted on Facebook. In your settings, there's a little, you go into your settings. That's a great question too, Velia. So if you go into your profile and you go into your settings, you can choose share everything on Facebook too of your posts. Or when you're posting something, before you click post, it will ask you, do you want to also share this on Facebook? It's just a little button that you push over to the side. Yeah. So everything that I post on Instagram gets posted on the My Recreo Facebook page, which doesn't get a lot of action because we have the group. You can't post right into a group. So every once in a while, I try and share stuff into the group too. Okay, so that's it. That's Instagram 101. And you guys asked really, really good questions. So this is what I want to say to you. You can use Instagram for good in so many ways. You can support all the small businesses or whatever it is that you want to support. You can support animal rescue pages and lots of animal rescue pages, right? You can support small businesses. You can support Canadian. You can go into the search and put Canadian businesses and follow them, like them, share them, comment on them. It helps the small businesses get more followers. It's free advertising for them. You're helping them in the algorithm, but you're also helping you. So make sure you follow, and share the things that you're really interested in, the things you're passionate about, the things that you want to learn more about, the things that bring you joy, right? If you really like seeing nature stuff, comment on a lot of nature stuff. That's right, Velia. Comment on all the panda posts you can see, Velia, and you'll see so many pandas in your feed. Right? Because Velia loves pandas, right? I see a lot of like fitness suggestions and brain fitness in my feed, and a lot of sunsets and a lot of motivating quotes in my feed. The things that you like and do something else. So like and save, like and comment, like and share, um, like and follow. Okay. The more you do that to things that you want to see, you're training it to give you the healthier stuff. How can you reduce the number of a certain type of post? Okay, this is great. I love golden retrievers, but I'm swamped with it. You must have had a day where you clicked on a lot of golden retrievers. Okay, so you go to a post. Let me find a post. So great. Um, okay, so you go to a post, and again, on every post in the top right hand corner, three dots. You're going to touch those three dots, and a window is going to come up. Not interested. All right. So if a bunch of politics stuff is coming up and you don't want to see it, you can click not interested. Also, if you do that too, so there's not interested, you can also go manage your content preferences. Okay. You can find that in your settings, but honestly, the easiest way you can do that is to just find a post, and a post that's like maybe in your feed that's not someone you're following. Go into manage content preferences. And you can actually, this is amazing, everybody, and a lot of people don't notice. Thank you. You guys have made this presentation so much better by asking these questions, because I forgot about a lot of these things. You go into manage preferences, you see that? You can say the types of things you're interested in, you're not interested in, specific words or phrases, specific content, and you can click on those. You can put political content. They've actually added this political content, and you can say, I want to see less political content, I want to see standard, or I want to see more. And you just click the dot. Okay. You can, for specific words and phrases, you can put in words that might be keywords of things you don't want to see. So maybe you don't want to see golden retrievers for a while, write golden retrievers in there. Okay, you can get really specific if you want, but the best way is to just click not interested if it's things that you really don't want to see. So if a lot of news stuff is coming up, a lot of stuff that is maybe fake news or seems like doom scrolling to you, click on those three dots and say not interested. And then go and find a bunch of accounts that you are interested in, like them, comment on them, because the more information that you give it, the more it's going to give you what you're asking for. Okay? It's not a big conspiracy. It's just coding. It's just computer coding. And we have to give it the information, or else it's going to guess based on our gender, our age, where we live in the world. Okay? It's going to guess. So the more information we give it, the more we're going to see what we want. So let's use it for a tool of joy, a tool of seeing wonder and awe, a tool of learning. There are so many accounts out there that are putting up great content, and when you read what they've put under their picture or their reel, it's like 5 tips to do this, 3 ways to do this. Here's the full recipe, right? There's so many great smaller accounts out there that need support, that are giving us amazing free information. And the more you support them, the more you're going to see them. And then Alice is showing us a picture of golden retriever right now on her phone, right? The more you support them by doing these things, honestly, it takes 5 seconds for you to put a comment on my post, and it means the world to me when you guys comment on my post, because it is helping me grow as a business, and it's helping me grow on Instagram. So it takes 5 seconds for you, and it means the world to me. It takes 5 seconds for you, and it means the world to you too, because then you can stop seeing the doom scrolling stuff and you're telling it what you want to see too. Okay, so that's how we can use it for good. And we are adults. Okay, this is can we do that with ads? I think you can. I think most ads have the three dots in the side. Velia said, "Can we do the I'm not interested in the ads?" Most ads have the three dots on the side too. I think you can click that and say, "I'm not interested in this type of ad." You can do that too. Yeah. Um, so use it for good. Use it to feed your emotional needs. Use it to practice gratitude. Use it to support small businesses or to support animal rescue or to support whatever it is that you want to support. And if you want to make a post and know that you're using it. It's a platform for your voice to be heard too. If you have a private account, that post is only going to go out to your friends. If you have a public account, it doesn't mean that the whole entire internet's going to see it. It probably means 10% of your followers are going to see your post. Okay? So don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Use it. Use it for joy. Use it. Let's counteract doom scrolling. Let's counteract it. But don't use it 3 hours a day, okay? Don't use it 3 hours a day. All right, everybody, let's do a checkout. How are we feeling now? Or maybe what is something that you learned today that you're thinking, oh my goodness, okay. And now that you know, you're like, this is a little bit easier. I can use this. I can keep up with, the kids, my grandkids, my nieces or nephews. It's a way you can communicate with them too that's easy, right? If you have kids in your life, DM them. Right? And they'll be like, whoa. Okay. Send them posts, share posts with them that you think are funny, that made you laugh, and share it with them too, right? It's a way you can communicate as well with younger generations that you have in your life. Okay, so let me know in that chat box how you're feeling now or what you've learned. I feel a lot smarter. I definitely learned some tricks. Thank you. And you guys reminded me of some tricks too, like the not interested. I can tell it when I'm not interested in. I totally forgot about that. Play around with the notes. The things that I didn't mention that you can't do on your computer, on the computer version, is you can't share. You can only share by DMing on your computer. You can't share it to Facebook and you can't share it to your story on the computer version. And I don't think you can add notes on the computer version either, only on the phone version. So play around. Don't be afraid of downloading the app and using it on your phone. Don't be afraid of that. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much, and I hope to interact with you more. It means I get to interact with you more when you comment, because I will comment back. Okay, it means that I get to interact with you more besides just being in the Facebook group or when I see you in class if you're a member of our online club. It's a way that we get to be in community together and interact with each other too. Barb says 8.5, thank you. My daughter said she didn't have time to explain to me how Instagram worked. Now I can surprise her. All she said was the more engaged you are, the more benefits it is for her business and other business. So now you know what it means to engage, right? Like and do something, okay? Like and comment, like and save, like and share, okay? Very helpful. I'm now spending time removing all the golden retrievers. Okay, let us know if you're watching in the Facebook group too, what you learned, what was your aha moment. I'll always go back and look at those comments in the Facebook group too, everybody.